Hi friends, this is Bakapa. So far you have seen how to get started with Cypress and how to use Cypress Studio to record and playback the automation test. And you have seen how to write the first Cypress automation test. And you have seen how to run the Cypress test on the different browsers. And then also we have seen how to use the IntelliSense auto code completion in the Cypress. And then we have seen how to use the different types of assertions in the Cypress to validate the things in the Cypress. And also we have seen how to use the selectors or CSS selectors in the Cypress. And then we have seen how to use the XPath in the Cypress tool. And also we have seen how to handle the dropdowns, iframes, and also I have discussed how to scroll up or down in the Cypress automation framework. In this Cypress tutorial full course, chapter 3, we are going to see what are hooks and how to implement hooks in the Cypress automation framework. And then we will see how to skip a test from the test suite execution. And next we are going to see how to run a particular test multiple times. So when you want to check the stability of an application or stability of the automation script. And then we will see how to auto retry the fail test. Say for example, whenever one test is got failed, so you want to auto retry that particular test. So we will see how to do that. And then we will see how to generate the HTML report in the Cypress automation framework. Next, we are going to look at how to run the multiple JavaScript spec files. And finally, we are seeing how to group the Cypress test and how to execute the group of automation tests. In this Cypress tutorial, we are going to see what are hooks and how to use hooks in the Cypress automation testing. So let's understand what are hooks first. So this is a code block that will be executed before and after the automation test. So we have total 4 hooks in the Cypress. One is before, second one is after, third one is before each, and fourth one is after each. The first one before, so this particular code block will be getting executed before all the automation test, and after is exactly opposite to the before. So this code block will be getting executed after the all the test execution. And coming to the next one, before each, as name itself says that, so this code block will be getting executed before each automation test, and after each is exactly opposite to the before each. So this after each block will be getting executed after the each test cases. So especially when you are dealing with a database connection or Excel connection or reading the data from the Excel, or you want to create some precondition test data for the test cases. So those kind of functionality can be implemented in the hooks. And after completing the test execution, so you want to clean up the test data or you want to close the database connection or the Excel connection. So those functionality code can be written inside the hooks. So let's see an example for the hooks in the Cypress. So here I will navigate to the VS Code, and here quickly I will create the one JavaScript spec file. So here I'll say hooks test.cy.js. So that's it. And here I will copy the one of the JS file code. So that has the test suite and test in it. So simply I will delete all unnecessary code. So which is already commented over there. And then we will update the test suite name, test name. Now let's update the test suite name as, here I will give the suite name as hooks test suite. So that's it. Then I will provide the test name as hooks test. That's it. So here I will give the test 1, So because we are going to create the another similar test now. So here I will copy the same test and I'll paste it down. So that's it. So I will provide the test name as hooks test 2. That's it. Now let's use the hooks. That's the before and after. So here in this VS Code, so simply I will write the before. So this code block will be getting executed before executing all the test. So here I'll say one message as running before all test. That's it. Then I will add the arrow function. And inside this, I'm writing one simple log by using the cy.log. So here I'm printing the one message called running before all test. That's it. And in the similar way, I will add the after also. So this code block will be getting executed after executing the hooks test 1 and hooks test 2. So this code block will be getting executed before executing the any test execution here. So here I will say after, and here I will say the log as running after all test. So that's it, guys. Now I will go back to the Cypress test runner and I will refresh the spec file. Then I will open the hooks test.cy.js file. So it has started the executing very first test that is the hooks test 1. And if you see the log over here, so it has executed the before all code. So that is a before code block. Now hooks test 2 is getting executed. And if you see the test count here, our two tests are getting passed. So let's look at the logs. So firstly, I will open the hooks test 1. And if you see here, so this particular log is printing from the before. If you see here, so this message is written over here in this before code block. And in the similar way, if I come down, so nothing is printed in the hooks test 1. So after completing the execution of the hooks test 2, at the end, you can see that after code block got executed. And here you can see the log also running after all test. And you can see the running after all test, right? So this is how you can add the before and after code block in the Cypress. Now let's see how to add the before each and after each code block in the Cypress automation testing. So that is nothing but the hooks in the Cypress. So here simply I'm saying before each. And in the similar way, we have to provide the name of the code block as, so here I'll say running before each test. Then I will put comma and here I'll add the function arrow. That's it. So in the similar way, I will add the another log inside the before each hooks. So here I'll say running before each test. That's it, guys. So similarly, I will add the another code block. That's a fourth hook. That is a after each. So here I'll say running after each test. So that's it, guys. Now we are done with adding the all the hooks in the Cypress JavaScript file. Now I will go back to the test runner and I will rerun the test once again. So there is some error it seems. So let's look at the error. Just give me a second, guys. I will check what is the issue here. Yeah, we have not provided the correct hook name here. So that's the reason it was not loading the JS files. Let me reload all the test now. So if you see here, so first test is getting executed now, and it has started the test 2 also. So let me go to the hooks test 1. So this is a particular message is coming from the before. So this log is coming from the before hook, and then we have another log that is a before each. So this log is coming from the before each code block. Then, and if I come down in the same test, so at the end you will be able to see the another log that is the after each. So whatever the code you have written inside the before each and after each, so this code block will be getting executed before executing any test, and after each code block will get executed after the each test cases. And if I come down in the hooks too, in the similar way, before each got executed and after each got executed, and at last you can see the running after all the test. So that is nothing but the after code block got executed. Now this time what we will do is, if you look at the hooks test 1 and hooks test 2, so simply we are launching the browser in each of the test. So I don't want to execute this particular cy.visit command in the all the test. So basically I will comment this part from the test 2, and I will cut this particular line and I will put it inside the before each. So still our code will work fine because we are doing a little code optimization. That's it. So if I go back to the test runner and if I run the test once again, our test will work fine without any issues. So any preconditions are there, that precondition functionality you can implement in the hooks basically. So that is very normal in manual test cases. Every test case will have the some precondition. So that precondition functionality can be implemented in the hooks. And if you see here, our two tests are working fine, and two tests are getting passed. And you can see the at the end, you can see the log from the after hook, and also you can see the at the beginning, that's the before hook code block got executed. So this is how you can implement the hooks in the Cypress automation testing. In this Cypress tutorial, we are going to see how to skip a test in the Cypress automation framework. So here I will go to the VS Code, and here I'll take the copy of the Cypress selectors test.cy.js file. So simply I will copy this file and I will paste it inside the E2E folder. Then I will rename the file with the, so here I'll say skip test.cy.js. So that's it. So I will open the file, and here, so right now only one test is there. So here I will update the test suite name as skip test suite, and here I'll say test name as skip test one, I will say. So simply I will copy this same test and I will paste it another 2 times. Then we will have the total 3 tests. So here I will rename the test name. So here I will give this one as a skip test 3 and this one as a skip test 2. So currently we are having total 3 tests under the skip test suite. So let's execute all these tests first. Then we will see how to skip a test in the Cypress tool. So here I will open the spec file and I will open the test again. So here I will click on the JS file which we have created just now. So it is started executing the very first test, that is a skip test 1. So let it execute all 3 test cases this time, and then we will see how to skip a test from the test suite execution. So there can be a n number of reasons why we will be skipping a test from the test suite executions. So reasons can be functionality might have changed or functionality might have removed it, or it can be a reason of already known bug is present. So these are the some reasons why we will be skipping a test from the test suite execution. Now skip test 3 is getting executed, and if you see the count here, so right now 2 tests are passed. Right now it is executing the skip test 3, and here we will skip the skip test 2 and only skip test 1, and skip test 3 will be getting executed in next couple of minutes. So now skip test 3 is getting executed, and if you see the count here, so total 3 tests are there, so all the 3 tests are getting passed. So it is very easy in the Cypress. So let's skip a test. So that is a skip test 2. So after the it keyword, simply press dot, and here you call to the one method called skip. That's it, guys. So this will disable the this particular test from the test suite execution. Now skip test 2 will not execute this time. So I will go back to the test suite, and here I will rerun the Cypress test. So this time only skip test 1 and skip test 3 will be getting executed, and skip test 2 will be skipped for this time. And if you see here, skip test 1 got executed and skip test 2 is got already skipped, so it is not executing in the as a part of the test suite execution because we have skipped it. And now, and if you see the count here, 2 tests are getting passed and 1 test is getting skipped. So this is how you can skip a test in the Cypress automation testing. In this Cypress tutorial, we are going to see how to run the test multiple times. Say for example, to check the stability of an application, to check the stability of an automation script. So we might be running the same test multiple times. So syntax for that is very simple. So you need to use the Cypress followed by that dot underscore dot followed by that times. So for this times method, you need to pass number of times you want to execute the automation test, and then you need to specify the variable, and then you need to pass the automation test here. So let's look at the example. I will go to the VS Code now. Here I will quickly create a one JavaScript spec file. So here I'll say repeat test.cy.js. So simply I will go to the one of the JS file and I will copy all the stuff and I'll paste it here. So I will remove the second test. So I will keep only one test. So let's rename the test suite name as, so here I'll say repeat test suite, and I will rename the test name as repeat test one. That's it. So before the it block, right? So here I'm using Cypress dot underscore dot. So here I'm calling the method called times. So here we have to pass the number of times we want to run this particular test. So as of now, I will specify 2, and next time we will try to pass the 3 as well. So here I will give the some variable name, and after that arrow function, then I will open the braces and I will close it. So simply I will cut this particular below test it block and I will paste it inside the Cypress block now. That's it, guys. Now we have created a JavaScript spec file which runs the same test 2 times. Now I will go to the Cypress test runner, and here I will refresh the page. Then I will open the spec file just now created. So here I'll say repeat test.ui.js. And if you see here, so by default it is populated the same test 2 times. So here you can see it repeat test 1, and also here you can see that repeat test another one. So right now test 1 is getting executed for the first time, and same test is getting executed second time. And here you can see the count also. So our two tests are getting passed. So now this time I will mention the 3 here. So I want to run 3 times same test to check the application stability. So I will refresh, I will rerun the test. And if you see here, so now this time we got the 3 tests once again. For the first time, our test is getting executed, and now it is executing the same test second time. So now the same test is getting executed third time also. So this is how we can run the same test multiple times to check the stability of an application or to check the stability of an automation script in the Cypress automation testing. In this Cypress tutorial, we are going to see how to rerun a test or how to retry a test automatically when test is getting failed. The syntax is very simple. So inside the test, we have to pass this particular object. So we have to pass the retries keyword colon, and here we have to pass the count. So that's a number. So for example, if I want to run 2 times, so here I have to pass the 1 as the numeric value. So let's see an example how you can rerun the test automatically when test is getting failed. So here I will go to the VS Code now, and here I will quickly create a one JavaScript spec file. So here I'll say retry test.cy.js. So that's it. So simply I will go to the one of the JS file and I will copy the one test and which has the test suite. So here I will paste it. So here I will delete the not required code. So that's it, guys. Now I will rename the test suite name as, so here I'll say retry rerun suite, and in the similar way I will add the test name as retry and rerun test. That's it. We have added a simple test here. And now, so let me go to the Cypress runner and we will try to run this particular test now. So here I will go to the test runner and I will refresh the spec file. So this time our test will work fine. So here I will open the retry test.cy.js file. So this time our test will work fine. So there will be no issues in the automation test. And if you see here, so our test is getting passed. Now I will intentionally fail this particular test by passing the incorrect class value here. So here I will say testers talk. That's it. So this time in this particular line, it is unable to identify the element which has the this particular class name, and it will be not able to perform the click operation also. So that's the reason our script will get fail. And if I rerun the same test, so this time our test will get fail because test will be unable to identify the element. And then we will add the retry approach. And if you see here, so we got the assertion error. So it is saying that it is unable to find the class value as a testers talk. So this is the expected failure. Now I will go to the test now. So after the comma in this line number 3, so simply add the two flower brackets. That's the open and close flower brackets. So here inside that, simply we have to add the retries colon. here we have to add the 1 or 2 or any value you can add it. So always it starts with the 0 value. So if I mention 1 here, so it will retry for the 2 times. So I have saved the test now. I will go back to the test runner once again, and here I will rerun the test. So this time, so there will be a 2 attempts for running the same test because test is getting failed here. If test is getting passed, it will never retry for the second time. First time test is getting executed, and if you see here, so this is the first attempt. So it is trying to execute the same test in the second attempt. Here you can see that attempt 2. In the attempt 2 also, our test is getting failed. And if you see here count, so our test is getting failed. So that's the expected failure here. So if I pass the correct value here, so similar way you can even give the 2 as well. So it will try to execute the same test 3 times. And finally we will see how to pass the correct class value, and that time it will never re-execute the same test. That means it will never rerun the same test once again, because when test is getting passed, so it will never retry for the attempt. So now this sorry guys, so this time it is trying to execute the same test 3 times. So if you see here, so this is attempt 2, and now it is trying to execute the same test in the attempt 3 also, because our test is getting failed here. So let's wait for a couple more seconds, and if you see here, so our test is getting failed. So this is an expected failure. So now this time I will pass the correct locator. So simply I will go here and I will copy the class value, and I will put it inside the our test. So here I will add the class value, correct class value. So this time it will never retry the test automatically. So this retry approach will be invoking when test is getting failed. I will rerun the test once again. So this time there will be no attempts because our test is getting passed. And if you see here, so our test is getting passed, and also you can see that there are no more attempts. So this is how you can rerun the test automatically when test is getting failed in the Cypress Automation framework. In this Cypress tutorial, we are going to see how to generate HTML report in the Cypress Automation framework. So we will see how to generate the Mochasam HTML report in the Cypress Automation framework. So these are the high level steps, guys. So it is very easy and simple. In the first step, we are installing the one plugin called Cypress Mochasam Reporter. Then in the step 2, we are going to add these 2 lines in the cypress.config.js file, and in the step 3, we are importing the Cypress Mochasam Reporter / register in the e2e.js file, and finally we are creating a multiple JavaScript spec files, and we are adding a multiple automation tests as well. And finally we are validating the index.html report is getting generated inside the reports and HTML folder. So let's start installing the plugin called Cypress Mochasam Reporter. So here I will go to the my project where exactly we have installed the Cypress, and here I have already installed in my case. So simply you need to use the command called npm space npm space I and space hyphen save -dev space Cypress Mochasam -reporter. So this particular command you need to execute it. So in my case I have already installed it just now. So I have re-executing the same command once again. So let's wait for a couple of seconds. And once the plugin got installed, so we will see the next steps. So it is taking a little bit of time. So let's wait for the some time. And if you see here, so it is already up to date. So in my case, already Cypress Mochasam reporter plugin got installed. And just I will go to the document. So let's add these two lines inside the Cypress config file. So simply I will copy this particular line, first line, and I will go to the Cypress config file. So here I will go to the Cypress config file, and here I will open the cypress.config.js file, and I will add the reporter colon, followed by that I'm adding the value as Cypress Mochasam reporter. And in the similar way, let's add the another line of code, that is require Cypress Mochasam reporter slash plugin, and I will paste it inside the Cypress configuration file. So that's it, guys. Now we have installed the Cypress Mochasam reporter plugin, and we have added the two lines of code in the Cypress config file. Now, so we have to import this particular statement in the e2e.js file. So let's go to the JS file. That is under support folder. You will be finding the one file called e2e.js file. So here I will add the comment as Mochasam reporting. That's it. So here I'll say import, followed by that in the single quotation I will say Cypress Mochasam reporter slash. So we have here we have to enter the register. That's it, guys. So we are done with the step 1 to step 3. Now in the step 4 we have to create a multiple spec files, and we have to execute the spec files. So it is very easy. So here I will go to the my VS Code. So here I don't want to execute all these spec files. So here I'm creating one simple folder inside the E2E folder. So here I'm selecting the new folder, and here I'll say reporting tests. That's it. And I will go inside the smoke tests, and simply I will copy the two spec file, and I will paste it inside the reporting tests folder, and then I will rename the spec file name as suit1 tests for the first file, and in the similar way I will rename the another JS file. So here I'll say suit2 tests.js file. So here I'll say suit2 tests.cy.js. That's it, guys. Now I will go back to the once again first file. So here I will rename the test suit name as suit1 and test name as suit1 and test1. That's it, guys. Now I will go back to the second spec file, and here I will add the test suit name as suit2, and after that here I will add the test name as suit2 and test1. So inside the suit1 tests spec file, which has only one test, if you scroll down here, so it has only one test. And if I come back to the second spec file, so even it has the one test. So simply I will copy this test and I will create another test. So here I will say test name as suit2 test2. So right now we are having the total 2 spec file and 3 tests. So inside the first spec file we have only one test, and inside the second spec file we are having the 2 tests. That's it, guys. We are done with creating the multiple JavaScript spec files where it has the total 3 automation tests. Now let's run all these spec files. So here I will go back to the folder, and I will open the command prompt. So simply I'm using the very basic commands which we have already seen in the previous Cypress tutorials. And here I'm just entering the npx followed by that Cypress, and I'm adding the run hyphen hyphen browser, and after that we have to provide the browser name as anything. You can give the Edge browser, Electron. So in my case I'm giving the Chrome, and after that I'm entering the two hyphen headed. So it will open the browser and it will execute. It will start executing the automation test. So basically it will not run your automation test in the headless mode. And after that I'm using the two hyphen spec and space in the double quotes. I'm providing the location of the all these spec files. So simply I will right click on the folder, and here I'll say copy relative path. That's it. So let's add the location of the spec file. And after that, once you added the location of the spec file, simply add the backslash and specify the star, and followed by that cy.js. That's it, guys. So here star indicates that any file name which has the extension of .cy.js. That's it, guys. Now let's run the automation test. And sorry guys, so here I have to enter the npx, and followed by that we have to enter the, so we have entered npm. So here I will add the npx, and then I will hit the enter. So that's a small change I have done. And if you look at here, so it is started listening, and also Chrome browser is opened, and it is already started executing the suit1 tests. So it has only one test. Then it will close the browser. So it has to execute the suit2 as well. And if you see here, it has launched the another time browser, and it has started executing the suit2 tests now. So it has total two tests. First test got executed, and it is executing the test 2 now. That's it, guys. And if you see the table here, so all the specs are passed. So we had total 3 tests, and all are getting passed. And if you see here above the table, this particular table, here you can see that. So index.html report is generated here inside the project where you are working. Inside that we have the Cypress folder. Inside the Cypress folder we have the reports. Under the reports we have the HTML, and inside the HTML folder we have the index.html report. Now let's go to the VS Code, and if you see here, so here we got the reports folder. So simply right click on that particular folder and reveal in File Explorer. And here I will go inside the reports folder, and I will go inside the HTML folder, and here we have the index.html report. So let's open the index.html report, and if you see here, so we had suit1 and suit2, and if you see on the right side, so the first one is total number of spec files. So if you see here, it is, so total number of spec files is equal to the total number of suit files, and after that we are having the number of tests, and after that you can find the total number of tests passed, and at last you can find the total number of tests failed here. So in our case it is 0, and if you select any of the test here, so you will find what are the steps it is got executed for this particular test 1. That's the suit 2 and test 1. And if I come down in the suit 1, if I click on the test, it will list down what are the commands it has executed and what are the steps this particular test is having also. And also you can see the total number of seconds or minutes. So it depends on the your suit. So currently our these two these two suit execution took the 56.4 seconds, right? So this is how we can generate the Mochasm HTML report in the Cypress automation testing. In this Cypress video, we are going to see how to run multiple JavaScript spec files at once. So this is very easy, guys. So simply we have to use the npx command followed by that Cypress run hyphen hyphen browser and then browser name and hyphen hyphen spec. And after that, you can add a number of selected javascript.js file. That's the spec files. So here I will go to the VS Code. I will show you an example. So here I want to run the Cypress selectors test.cy.js file, and I will run the second file, that is a Cypress xpath test.cy.js. So here I will open the command prompt. So just now I tried executing it. So we have to enter the first npx command followed by that Cypress and run, and after that we have to specify hyphen browser, and then we have to specify the browser name, and then we have to specify the hyphen hyphen spec. So in the double quotes we have to specify the file names. So simply right click on the respective JavaScript spec file and simply select the option as copy relative path and paste the file location. So that's the first file location. Now I will add the second spec file location. So here I will copy the relative path. That's it. And I will hit the enter. So it is throwing some error. So let's check the what exactly it is the error. So we have not provided a space here after the hyphen hyphen spec. So let's add the space here. That's it, guys. Now it should start executing the tests which are there inside the to spec file. And if you see here, so this is the Cypress version, and our tests are getting executed in the headless mode of the Chrome browser version 117. So this is a node version what currently our Cypress is using. And if you see the specs here, so there are two spec file found. So if you look at here, so here we have passed two spec files, and after that you can see the complete path of the JavaScript spec file. So this is the first spec file location, and this is the second spec file location. So it will take some time because it has the UI scenario. So where we are navigating in the youtube.com, and actually firstly we are navigating to the google.com Google page, and where from the Google page we are navigating to the one of the YouTube playlist. So let's wait for a couple of seconds. So it will currently it is executing the Cypress selectors test.cy.js file. And if you see here, so right now it is executing the first suit file. So it depends on the internet as well. So if your internet is faster, it will execute the test faster. So let's wait for a couple of seconds, then it will throw the all the results. And if you see here, so it has already executed the code. So I will go up. So firstly, it has executed the first spec file, that is a Cypress selector suit. So that's one of one. And here you can see how many tests are there. So only one test was there, and that is getting passed. And after that, so this is a second suit, that is the Cypress xpath suit, and it has only one test, and that is getting passed. And at the end, you can see the how many specs files are there, and each spec file wise you can see the whether test is passing or whether test is failing. So in our case we had two spec file and two tests. All the tests are getting passed here. And also you can see the duration of the test execution. So second test it took the 14 seconds and first test took the 25 seconds, right? So this is how you can execute the multiple JavaScript spec files in the Cypress automation testing. In this Cypress video, we are going to see how to group the tests and how to run the group of automation test suite. So it is very easy, guys. So this is an example here. So simply we have to use the npx command followed by that Cypress run hyphen browser, and then we have to add the browser name hyphen spec, and followed by that we have to provide the location of the any folder. So in this example we have created a one folder called smoke tests, and followed by that so we have the a number of .cy .js files. So here what I will do is simply I will go to the VS Code, and here I'm creating one folder called smoke test. So in the real-time applications we might be creating a number of folders based on the models or based on the testing types. So it can be the smoke testing, sanity testing, or it can be the regression testing. So here I'm creating a one folder under the E2E folder called smoke test. So we have provided a folder name as smoke tests, and inside this I'm adding the two .cy.js files. So simply I will copy the Cypress selectors test.cy.js file and I will add it inside the smoke tests folder. And in the similar way I will copy the another .cy.js file and I will add it inside the smoke tests folder. So here I will paste it. So here I will rename the file name as, so here I will add the file name as module1 test dot, so here I'll say tests.cy.js. In the similar way I will update the another file which is there inside the smoke tests folder. So here I will give the file name as model2 dot, sorry, model2 tests.cy.js file. Sorry guys. So here I'll say model2. So let me modify the another file name also here. So here I'll say model1. So that's it guys. So currently we have created a one folder called smoke tests. Under that we have the two suite files. So let me modify the suite name also and test name also. So here I'll say module1 suite, and here I'll say module1 test. So that's it guys. Now I will go back to the another .cy.js file, and here I will add the module2 and same name I will copy it and I'll paste it for the test name also. Here I will add the test name as module2 test. So that's it guys. So we are done with creating the one simple folder and we are able to add the two spec files and which has the two tests. Now I will go back to the command prompt. So simply you can open the command prompt and you can do the cd command till this particular folder. So that means where your Cypress project is present. So here we will be executing this simple command here. So I will start with npx and followed by that Cypress run hyphen browser. So we have to provide the browser name. Then here I'll say hyphen spec, and in the double quotes we have to specify the this particular folder name. So simply I will right click on this particular folder and I will click on the copy relative path. That's it. Add the relative path. Followed by that, we need to add the star here. So here I'm adding a star. So this is kind of regular expression to match all the files inside the that particular folder or the particular directory. So right now we have the two files. It will pick all these two files for the test case execution. So we have written the simple expression here. So we have added the star. So star indicates that any file name which has the extension of .cy.js. So that's it, guys. So simply hit the enter now. So our test run started. So it will take some time, guys. So meanwhile, let's explore this particular table. So currently I'm using the Cypress 13.2.0 version, and currently our tests are getting executed in the Chrome version 117. So that's in the headless mode. Our automation tests are getting executed, and currently I'm using the Node version 18.17.1 and spec file. So currently it is able to identify the two files under the spoke tests folder. So first one is module1 tests.cy.js file, and second one is module2.tests.cy.js file. So this is a complete path where exactly our spec files are present. So it will take some time. So currently it is executing the one of two. So first suit is getting executed. That's the module1 tests.cy.js file. Suit is getting executed right now. So it will take some time because automation test is related to the UI. So it will take a couple of seconds, guys. So let's wait for some more time, and then it will print all the results. And if you look at here, so it has executed all the automation tests. Let me scroll up here. So this is a model 1 suit, and this is a model 2 suit. And inside the model 1, so we have only one test, and that is getting passed. And it took total 43 seconds to execute the automation test. And if I come to the model 2 suit, so it has only one test, and that is getting passed. And this took the total 18 seconds to execute the automation test. And if I scroll down here, so all the spec files are listed here. And with respect to each spec file, so you can see how many tests are there and whether it is getting passed or failed. You can see here in this particular table. So we have only two spec file and two tests, and these two tests are getting passed here. So this is how you can group the test cases based on the module, based on the testing type, and you can start trigger the test case execution based on the demand or based on the need in the Cypress automation testing. Hi friends, this is Bakappa. Welcome to Cypress full course. You can access all the exercise which we have done in the Cypress full course. You can Google it with Bakappa and GitHub. And here you can go to the tester stock, Bakappa and GitHub, and our repositories. And here search with Cypress. And you will get the Cypress tutorial full course. Go inside that particular repository. And here you can simply click on the code. And by using this URI, you can get the whole repository code in your local machine.